Hey, hello. I'm gonna run a little delve on my little mage here. Get some more gilded crests. So, if you watch a lot of my stuff, you know I really enjoy playing my frost mage, but I have noticed, in this season particularly, as everyone's scaling up in gear and all the tuning they did, frost is not doing as good as arcane, not at all. So I've been dusting off my arcane weak auras, and I have everything pretty well set up, I think, where I want it. It's Arcane Sun Fury that seems to be doing really nicely in, well, it's doing nicely in all sorts of content, but where I noticed as opposed to Frost, it's some of these raid bosses, it really is just pulling ahead by a significant amount. It's not just pulling ahead of Frost mages. I mean, Arcane mages are doing really good, so took her for, we do our alt run every Wednesday, and we're still doing normal in that one. I don't think we'll be doing that for much longer. That's usually people that don't get to raid much, or a pretty casual guild, so I guess you can make of that what you will. But we'll clear normal and then go do what we can at heroic. But that is actually a perfect opportunity for me to bring along my little mage here and get some practice at Arcane, which I did. Let's see if I still got it pulled up. We did the normal, and I did yeah, not like my frost parses. My frost parses are usually really strong. These are okay. I got into heroic. So of course what I found out with Arcane is the timings of everything is pretty tricky. You don't want to miss pulling off your shifting power right as soon as Arcane Soul is done with, and then you're gonna need to kind of watch your cooldowns against certain portions of the fight, right? So you get your damage buff when you need it. Let's see, I got Brand set up as heals. Let me see what's going to be thick in this next pack. Oh, an Arcanist. They're pretty big. Did kind of noticed here in the in the delves that Arcane's a little bit OP. In other words, things aren't living long enough for us to get full benefit out of everything. Ooh, I missed my touch there. Oh, see, that guy's just got nuked, man. Not that I'm complaining. Oh, maybe my Arcane Soul, man. Let's see if we can get him. Alright. Now for this delve content, I would still say Frost is going to be a little easier for you. I mean, I can get pretty good. I can get damage like that on Frost, no problem. But and you have a little better control on the mobs. That said, Arcane's pretty fun to blast on. I'll drop touch on this guy. Some Dragon's Breath there. Hey, my weak aura works. I think it did. So I did find in the raid I was having a little bit of trouble, trouble's the right way, but being used to getting that shifting power as soon as you get done with Arcane Soul, because you want to then hit your Touch of the Magi right away so that it's back in, and when your surge comes back up. Otherwise you're delaying and waiting for those things to come up, and that's no good. There isn't really anything to burn in there. Well, let's take it all the way to that guy. That guy's a little thicker, so okay. Okay. Guess it wasn't very thick at all. So see, I'm in, I said my weak aura, so I'm showing when Surge is up, and then when Soul is there. And now my, hey, my weak aura should have popped up. I'll take a look at that. Oh. I think I'm going to change that weak aura to shifting power. I'm sure it's in combat. Yeah, okay. So anytime is fine. There we go. Just remind me to, that weak aura is looking for a few different conditions, but it's looking to see if my Arcane Surge is on cooldown, and then also make sure that my I'm not in either Arcane Surge or Arcane Soul. So assumedly when you pop your burn, hit your touch, then you're going to have Arcane Surge first, then you have Arcane Soul. Once that's done, that's when you really want to try to hit that shifting power. So as soon as touch comes back up, you use it, and that way touch should be back up in time for your next surge. But like I say, if you miss that timing, it kind of throws off the whole rhythm.
I require a target.
And if you can maintain, you don't screw that up, then you're getting really big damage, which is nice. Okay, so what do I want to do with this? Now I do know those guys are quite a bit bigger, so let's see if we can make some friends here. Come on. I'd like to make more friends. Okay.
That item yet. I need to target something first.
Oh. Well, he didn't really live very long either. Nothing's living very long. Of course, there's a weak aura there for Soul. Reminds you to be barraging near the end for sure. I think you basically want to get 3 barrages off while it's up, which happens pretty naturally actually. Another thing I've been kind of learning about Arcane 2 is you got a couple different procs that come up where you want to use your barrage. Okay, let's see, 5 seconds on touch. There we go.
It is not ready yet. Something first.
But so far there's been really no need to game out the trying to overlap like Intuition and then Glorious Incandescence. If it happens, it happens, but otherwise just fire those up, because it very often seems to happen that you get Intuition proc and you can see Burden of Power is there. Like it is now, and Glorious Incandescence, but I'm not sure you really get anything by trying to, first I thought, hey, if you have them both up, that must be really good, so I was kind of holding off on the Intuition barrage, but I don't think that's actually the case. Just shoot them off when you get them. And of course, I've got Nether Precision up. that's the best time to use them. But once again, I don't think you just don't hold anything when you're Arcane. Just let her rip. And so far doing that, I've gotten pretty good damage. Not all the bosses I did as Arcane tonight were real high parses, but that's coming down to either missing something in my whether it's not hitting that shifting power quick enough so that you can use touch again right away, and then have both of those up for your next burn without having any delay. I wonder what's in here. Let's see here. Don't really see anything. Well, guess we'll do this.
That item is still recharging.
Yeah, the damage coming out of Arcane is pretty solid. Now, outside of your big surge cooldown, it does feel significantly weaker than the rest, but even on the mini burn is not that good. And that's where I think Frost is still a little better at that. That said, Arcane's been ripping, so. And if you do your cooldowns right and you don't blow anything, then you're getting such huge damage that it makes up for the downtime. Let's see what we got here. Let's go pick up these guys here. 10. Okay.
I cannot use that item yet. I require a target.
Man, he didn't even live through my surge there.
I need to target something first. I do not have a target.
Of course, as Arcane, we don't have those nice slows coming off of Blizzard and stuff, but we do have a couple tools. I take the Double Frost Nova, and I think if you go look at the standard spec, they're having you pick up the Cone of Cold, where you're freezing them in place. I still like the Double Ice Frost Nova a little better, but I don't think it matters that much. One thing I have started doing on my tunes is I like the Supernova because you can hit that interrupt from range, but we're getting, I think, I guess we don't get it here, and there's a different reason why Arcane is taking Dragon's Breath, but in Frost, if you take it as Frostfire, you've only got a 32-second cooldown on it, and that does get reduced by time manipulation here, because we take that in our Mythic Plus spec, so it's actually really nice. It's a nice short cooldown on that AoE disorient, and that pretty much works on just about everything except for the few things that we can't interrupt out there. But So on Arcane, if you take Supernova, then you're probably, by default you would take Gravity Lapse, which picks up the mobs, stuns them, and then drops them for damage. Not a ton of damage, but the problem is it caps it at 5 targets, which is not the best for Mythic Plus. So, alright, let's see where my boss is here. Well, anyway, getting more used to playing with Dragon's Breath. And we got that for an AoE stun, and its distance is very similar to a Cone of Cold, which is to say, you gotta be right up in your group's face to use that. Okay, oh, and we need to go out and across. The Cone of Cold, getting that to actually freeze your opponents instead of just slow them, that would be fine too, as opposed to Double Frost Nova, but whatever you're used to. I like the Double Frost Nova because it gives you a chance to get away from mobs pretty well. Alright, so we got just this guy. I don't remember what he does, but I don't think it's going to matter. Alright. Surge into touch with the barrage. Intuition proc for a barrage there. Got a burden of power, so pop that for another precision there. Another intuition proc. Alright, down into soul. And near the end of soul here, it's all barrage. And knowing that we get some buffs here in the delve, I think I was still popping over 8 million single target on that one guy, so yeah, Arcane is pretty powerful right now. That said, that was a short fight. I had my cooldowns up for the whole thing, so of course if a fight goes longer you're going to be dropping some. I do think in Raid the timings of the fights currently, especially because we're not working Mythic yet. I think we're going to hit Dementius on Heroic tomorrow, and we should get our AOTC, but most of the heroic fights up to them are pretty easy for us now, more or less. I think Nexus King took us a pull or two this week again, but the timings are working out pretty nice for Arcane on all those fights too, so. I just had to dust off the Arcane a little bit, make sure I'm semi-competent, because it may be that we'll need a little bit more single target push for that last phase of Dementius, though Frost has felt really good on the platforms, and it's okay on the first phase. I don't think I do any worse than Arcane on that first phase, so I may stick with Frost for that entire fight, but I know that last burn phase with Dementius, Arcane usually is getting Surge back up once we hit the execute range, and it's pretty huge there. So if need be, I can do some Arcane. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being able to be somewhat comfortable with a couple different specs. The stat balance between the two is not that much different, to tell you the truth, so if you've got a good set for Frost, then your set will probably work okay for Arcane too, and the other way around too. So when it comes to Mythic Plus, Arcane can do bigger numbers if the pulls are being made around Arcane's cooldowns. Otherwise, Frost is actually, I think, better. And Frost, I think, does better on those big AoE pulls where things are up for a while and you're doing nothing but pumping blizzards and frozen orbs into them with full death chill up. I've seen some big numbers coming out of Frost doing that, so, and that's with lots of mobs. But anyway, hey, thanks for coming along, a little delve and some more Arcane fun. I'm somewhat more competent than last time I was playing Arcane and Delve, so that's a good thing. I'm sure I got more videos coming out this week, so I will catch you guys in the next delve.